Morning, 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 morning. How are you guys doing? It's Monday. It's Monday again. It's Monday again. Greeting you all from my office, which I seldomly use. Spend more time on the road, or lately in the studio, or at my home, at my house, than any other place. But I wanted to greet you guys this morning, and I was kind of contemplating as to what I would share with you guys today. Because I didn't really get sort of what I felt was some inspiration or some word during the week. Or at least that's what I thought. Get a little more comfortable on the couch, But then I kind of start pondering on, an event that was done at AMA over the weekend, on Saturday. And just thinking about it for a little while. It was an event that was basically targeting men, but mental health in men and, our challenges. And I sat there throughout the whole event and something in me wanted to speak, but for some reason I just decided it was not my platform. And then when I thought about it this morning, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should use my platform to say what I really wanted to say, because, it's quite challenging at times, and when you're on the outside, you can say anything, but when you're on the inside and you're feeling the heat, it's a whole different thing. We were talking about mental health, and I myself suffer from mental health. And what that means is not that I'm going crazy, but it means that sometimes in my life, my negative influences, the negative voice in my head takes over the positive. And for some reason, maybe for 3 minutes or 5 minutes, I can't seem to find the balance. Because that's really what it is. We all of us suffer. All of us have mental health issues. All of us have the possibility, the capability, the mechanism to go off balance. And every now and again, every one of us have had a situation where our negative influences take over the positive and we couldn't find the balance. And that's just what it is. So when I say I have mental health issues, it doesn't mean I'm going crazy. And that's what most people, stigmatize mental health as. So I wanted to start off on that note and let people know that you saying that you have mental health issues doesn't mean that you're going crazy. And that's why men don't speak up. Because they feel like if they speak up, somebody's going to say, oh, you're going crazy. Well, I'm speaking up now. I have mental health issues. I suffer from a little bit of anxiety sometimes, which was brought upon by a situation, and I have it under control most of the time. But sometimes I have to meditate, and sometimes I have to do breathing exercises. And in some extreme cases, I even have to pop a pill, which is very, 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 very seldom. And I am not ashamed of it because, again, like I said in previous episodes, it's the price that you have to pay sometimes to be where you are in life. The more successful you are, the more you go into business, the more you go into, high pressure areas, is the more, you find yourself, being sometimes imbalanced. And that's just how it is. It's life. And, we were talking about how you cope with these kind of things. And, those guys are talking about, finding a mentor and finding an older person, finding a man and finding this person. And I so wanted to come out and share, but there were a few young men in the crowd, and I didn't want to discourage them. So I use my wisdom and I say, maybe it's not the platform for me to come out and share my experiences. But I've done this before. I've tell myself that I'm gonna express myself to an older guy who I feel is a mentor, and didn't work out. Men very egotistic, and it's always hard for you to find, consolation in another man. because in most cases that information is always used against you in the end because of our ego. And so that's why you see men don't really talk. I find if I had to share, my experiences or my tragedies or what I've been going through, it's easier for me to express that with women. Although very few females would get to that place of me having to consoling them. You have to really be close to me for you to get me to tell you my business. And that doesn't happen all the time. But I find other ways to channel my energy. And that's the message I want to bring out to the men looking at this video today, or maybe the women. Sometimes you just have to find ways to channel your energy. This is why I start doing the vinyl rapping. It's the one thing that I do, well, not the one thing, but it's one of the things that I do where my mind is totally blank. I put my music on, and if I'm rapping a car, by the time I know it, I'm almost done. It's like I have to ask myself, where did the day go? And that's all. Most of the time, that's all you need. You just need something to kind of get you away from situations, get you away from what you're thinking of at the time. I used to read a lot of books. I kind of ease up on the books for a while because I feel to myself that you have to give yourself a time to digest and to implement what you've learned from the books. And that's what I've been doing lately. I've even slacked off a little bit on my meditation, which I have to go back to. But meditation is something that is very, very good for you as a person, to keep you grounded, keep you going back to the now, the reality, that breath that you're taking right now, ground yourself on that breath. But I just wanted to come out here and just encourage, you out there, if you're going through any mental health issues, find professional help. I wouldn't encourage anybody to say find somebody to talk to about it, because in most cases people are just going to look at you like you're crazy because they can't understand what you're going through. Although in most cases sometimes they even going through the same thing and they don't even know. The moment you are aware of what's happening, it starts to snowball from there. I remember when I found out what anxiety really meant was when we were having lunch for AMA, when I partially collapsed in front of everybody. I didn't collapse. I was aware of everything that was going on, but I just couldn't handle myself. I was overworked. I was under pressure, and I was having a panic attack. And that's when I realized what a panic attack actually is. And from that day, I wish I never knew what a panic attack was. So I just wanted to come out here today and kind of encourage someone. I know this one has taken a different toll, but I wanted to encourage someone, whether it be a man, whether it be a woman, whether it be a child, whoever you are. You might be out there, and for some reason, some of your negative thoughts come up in your head and you can't find a balance between, negative and positive. You can't find that line, that you need to cross back into the positive, and you are plagued by your negative thoughts. Speak to someone about it. Go on YouTube, do your own little research, get into meditation, get into keeping yourself active, get into biking, going to the beach, swimming, keep yourself active. And if you still can't, overcome it, seek some professional help. Sometimes popping a pill, nothing is wrong with that. Sometimes you have to find, God gave man the ability to create, to extend what he left, where he left off, I should say. God placed doctors in our life for a reason. Nothing is wrong in popping a pill sometimes, and getting back to solace. Some people pop a pill. Some people tend to want to use other things for their solace, and whatever works for you. Just don't go out drinking and think that that's going to change the situation, because it won't. Don't get into drugs and think it's going to change the situation, because it won't. Talk to someone about it professionally. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be the advocate for finding a mentor, finding a man, because these are very hard to come by, So Again, just wanted to say, if you're out there, I know there's lots of young people in Angola going through situations, and some of them talking about it and some of them are not talking about it. But I want to tell you, don't be afraid, don't be ashamed. If I'm going through it, then guess what? Everybody thinks to think that I have everything under control. I do most of the time, but sometimes I do it well anxious, well afraid, well fearful, but I do it anyway. Because at the end of the day, when you give fear the power to stop you from doing things, that's when it starts to snowball downhill. So even when you are afraid, do it. And that's what I do every day. I might be talking to you, I might be having a conversation with you, and I might be having a full-blown panic attack. But I'm going to keep talking to you anyway. That panic attack is going to have to wait. And I'm not going to give it the attention. So again, I know I probably blabbered a little bit, but I just wanted to come out here today and as in the spirit of restoration, rejuvenation, and what's the last R? Look, I even forget. Restoration, rejuvenation. What's it? Tell me, somebody in the comment section. I wanted to come out here and encourage somebody. I was kind of quite disappointed with the turnout over the weekend. Again, that's why we have issues as men, because we don't want to turn up when we have stuff like that going on. People don't want to turn up, But it is what it is. And again, if you're here on this channel and you're watching this video right now and you're not subscribed to it, please subscribe to the channel. Again, this has been another episode of Monday Meditation, and this has been my meditation this morning, and I wanted to share it with someone. I hope it will encourage someone. Go out there and be productive and conquer your fear and do what you have to do, even if you're afraid. Be blessed today.